Well, if you blink, you may miss another business opening in Temple, across from the Scott and White Medical Center on 31st Street. Businesses have popped up in droves for the past year. Kurtis Quillin joins us live in the Channel 6 newsroom. Kurtis, what does the Chamber of Commerce say is driving that boom in that area?
Well, Chris, it's the hospital itself. The Baylor Scott and White system across Bell County is growing. And now that so many restaurants are popping up across the street, one business owner expects the amount of money coming from the campus to keep increasing.
I saw this whole area grow from nothing to what it is right now. I've been in Central Texas for 21 years.
Rewind roughly 9 to 12 months. Near 31st Street and Scott and Temple, many of these buildings, which now house businesses like Rosa's, Mod Pizza, and Lily's Cakes, weren't built yet. In fact, the area as a whole is developing in large part thanks to the Scott and White Medical Center across the street.
I mean, that is the economic engine, that location. You know, that's what's driving a lot of it.
According to Baylor Scott and White, the Temple campus employs about 6,500 people, and the provider has seen a 3% increase in the number of employees across Bell County in the past 3 years. In fact, when Lily and Halabi opened her second Lily's Cake store in Temple, she chose the district shopping center right across from the hospital. At first, she says about 15% of her customers were coming from Scott and White. That number is now 25%, and she expects it to keep going up.
Between the doctors, the residents, the nurses, and also the people coming to the hospital, we thought, okay, this is a good spot.
One customer definitely appreciates this growth.
Having that variety of, things to eat, things to do around the city is definitely huge for Temple, and definitely huge for me as well.
But the rate of growth the area has seen can actually have a negative impact at times. 2 more restaurants are getting ready to open in the same complex Halabi's shop is in, with room for a third. That construction is something she says causes headaches for employees and customers, and every time another business opens, Halabi says they can feel it.
New businesses open too around us, school, back to school, so that affected a little bit.
But according to the chamber, that growth will likely continue right alongside its catalyst.
Now, Halabi says it's still a little too early to say whether that location will help the overall sales between her 2 stores because of the inundation with other new businesses at her Temple location. Now, retail isn't the only way we're seeing huge growth in the area. Coming up later in the week, we talk with an area city to see how they're bracing for future growth after a more than 10% population increase in the past 4 years. Chris?
All right, Kurtis, we're looking forward to that.